John Scott asks, I would be interested in what you thought about Tony Ferguson acting like he was going to take his sunglasses off multiple times and then keeping them on. Hello, I'm Cavassier the goddamn Newt. What is El Kukui doing here? Some kind of super sneaky mind game? Or simply more cringe from the king of uncomfortable social interactions? People have their theories. I believe the gesture provides a window into the psyche of Tony Ferguson and the philosophies that guide his behavior during face-offs and in the octagon on fight night. Watch the sequence in question. Khabib yaps at Ferguson, but doesn't get a response. Khabib appeared somewhere between bored and ambivalent throughout the press conference. He's just ready to be done with this. As Khabib starts moving back, he breaks engagement by turning away from Tony. This is when Ferguson goes for his glasses and pretends to take them off. Bingo! Khabib turns around and gives his full attention back to Tony. Ferguson keeps Khabib in the uncomfortable position of paying attention but not being able to do anything. That's because Tony isn't participating in a face-off. He's trolling Khabib. His intent is to make Khabib react emotionally without allowing him a way to respond. You can clearly see Khabib is annoyed by Ferguson. He thinks Tony's a bit of a schmuck.
Nobody talk about Tony time. All world talk about Khabib time.
Consider a previous face-off between these two. This is just a few days before they're scheduled to fight at UFC 209. Khabib is intense and alert. He looks ready to smash another opponent. Tony looks like that one weirdo you always see on the subway, muttering to himself about how Eddie Bravo controls the weather. Dana flinches when Tony starts moving his ball around. This triggers Khabib, who gestures with an open palm towards Tony, like, what is this childish #1 bullshit? Then gives an upward jut of the chin to emphasize the question. Tony points to the ball, because that clears up nothing. Khabib shows greater irritation, but remember he's experiencing another bad weight cut, so he doesn't have much tolerance for foolishness. Khabib continues to jut the chin as he gets more and more worked up. Dana can sense Tony is way under Khabib's skin, so he pushes them apart before Khabib smacks that dimpled smirk off Tony's face. This is the 4th time these two have been scheduled to fight. They've faced off a half dozen times before. It's not surprising either guy is frothing at the mouth. Wearing sunglasses during a stare-down is typically a red flag in my book. It can show a lack of self-confidence or extreme stress. After all, the whole point is to look the other guy in the eye and gain some measure of the man while you're open to the same. The important distinction is that Tony Ferguson doesn't play that game. Khabib does, pretty much everyone does, but Tony plays his own game up there.
Kevin Lee eyeing down his opponent. His sunglasses are up. Lee opting to not wear a shirt under her.
Another way to think about it is Ferguson takes. He never gives during a face-off. To that end, sunglasses are an asset. Tony breaks the apparent stalemate with a slight tilt of the head. And boom, like a bass on a piggin jig, Khabib takes it hook, line, and sinker.
Oh, there he is, Charlie.
Khabib makes an irritated take your sunglasses off gesture and Tony gives the big smile. I get the sense Khabib believes there's something dishonorable about a guy wearing sunglasses during a stare-down. I don't blame Khabib. It's kind of a weasel move on Tony's part. It doesn't allow for a normal eye-to-eye stare-down. That being said, weasels are cunning predators, and second to none for pure bloodlust and chaotic violence. I mean, seriously, a weasel's attacking a swan, a full-grown goddamn swan. I think you see my point. That crazy bastard's fighting eagles. 2 eagles. You almost nailed that Imanari roll. Discretion being the better part of valor and all. I'm pretty sure that weasel's gonna catch one of them eagles slipping, for sure. Khabib acts cool, but backing away and shifting from foot to foot, he's seriously annoyed. I'm not saying this will affect their fight, only that Tony seems to have the ability to make Khabib react whenever he wants him to, and that's not nothing. Now look, this is what we talked about at the top. Khabib turns away from Tony. He's smiling, trying to laugh it off, but Tony sucks him right back in. Ferguson wiggles the glasses like he might give Khabib what he wants. He doesn't, but he reeled Khabib right back in. That's why we see Tony with the overly self-satisfied smile, while Khabib wears a bit of a chagrined and tight-lipped frustration. Why do I put up with this #1 bullshit? Khabib just wants to fight. He's ready for UFC 223 and a chance to return the favor to Tony Ferguson for jerking him around in front of a theater full of Khabib fans. Khabib's had enough. He shakes Dana's hand and tries to walk away from that cringy SOB in the gas station shades. But Tony's able to once again suck Khabib back into his world of strange. It seems Khabib can't help it. Tony can just pull his strings whenever he chooses.
Look at it, Khabib. It's mine. It's mine, baby. It's mine. It's mine, kid.
Admittedly, this is a goofy move by El Kakui. My belt. My belt. Khabib doesn't care about what he calls the fake belt. Still, Tony yanked his chain and Khabib sat up and barked. Well, that's what I see. If Tony continues to control Khabib's emotions and behaviors in these little ways through the build-up, then you can be sure he'll have a slight psychological advantage when the octagon door closes behind them on April 7th. But Khabib has the greatest psychological equalizer, a one-track mind. Once the fight starts, Khabib turns his brain off. There's no equivocation in Khabib's commitment to his game plan. All his techniques, strategy, and intelligence must be stored in muscle memory, because Khabib isn't thinking or adjusting during the fight. He's all action, no thinky. If you could eavesdrop on Khabib's inner voice during a fight, you might hear, must smash, on an infinite loop. Thanks for watching. Please support the channel by liking this episode. Subscribe and let us know you want more uploads more often. There's going to be an Ask Me Anything episode about UFC 223 coming up soon. You can ask questions in the comment section below or over on the Twitters. This isn't supposed to be easy.